Hi, I'm Ali, creator of the Ollie Model, and I've written a few books that aren't half bad if you get 5 minutes. They're not just for kids. Can I just put that one out there? In fact, they're not for kids at all. They're aimed at you lot to read to your kids. Another story for another video. Today, I want to talk about something that you might have come across yourself if you've been in therapy at all. I get an awful lot of clients that come and see me and they say, well, you know, I'm coming to give it another go, but to be honest, I've been to a few therapists now and it's just not working. Okay, what's going on there? Well, there's a myriad of things that could be going on there. You haven't chosen the therapist that's right for you. What do I mean by that? Well, if you don't connect with the therapist and you don't feel that they get you, then that part of your brain that protects you, that's another video, is not going to let them in and not going to allow them to help you move on. And it's an interesting thing, isn't it? Because as an adult, you choose your therapist, or you should be able to. I know in some situations you can't, you're given one. But really, it's so important. If you don't connect with that therapist, change them. And I do this thing, and I make my coaches do this thing, whether you're a child or you're an adult, I say, you're interviewing me. Because if that powerful part of your brain, the part of your brain that controls just about everything that you do, doesn't like me, then it's not going to let me in, can't help. So ask that question, you're paying the money, this is your issue, ask the question. Anyway, digress. Lots of reasons, but one of the main reasons is something called secondary gain. What is secondary gain, I hear you asking? The best way to explain it is to tell you a story about a real client. This lovely lady came to see me and she wanted to lose some weight. So she came into my therapy room. I say came in, I need to kind of paint the picture a bit here. She didn't so much walk in as glide in. And she wanted to lose weight, but I'm damned if I could see where she needed to lose weight from. But that's another thing, isn't it? It's in the eye of the beholder. But I think the majority of us, if you could see this lady, would go, oh my God, beauty queen, stunning supermodel. She looked amazing, but you know. So I sat down with her and I said, how can I help you? And she said, I need to lose weight. Now, as a therapist, I'm not allowed to go, what? Where? You're not allowed to do that. You just have to go, okay. Which I did, I think. I'm not very good at not raising an eyebrow occasionally, but I think I got away with it. Anyway, so I said, oh, okay. And you've been to therapists before. What have you tried? And she told me about the various things that she'd tried. And she'd tried all sorts of diets. I mean, she should have shares in the diet company world, whatever they're called, because she tried everything, didn't work. Or rather, it did work. The weight came off for a while, but straight back on. Know that one? There's a reason for that. Let me tell you what that reason is if you're dieting right now. While you're doing all this diety stuff, whatever you're doing, you're focused on losing weight, the weight will come off. Then you hit your goal, don't you? Yeah, you get to that weight, well done. Then what happens? Well, you've hit your goal. What do you do now? Weight goes back on. We'll do one on weight loss because I think that's quite a big one with us all being in lockdown. But let's go back to my story. So, this is a story I'm willing to admit to because I didn't do the best I could do for my client to start with. But we live and learn. So, I said, okay, so tell me about your normal day. What do you eat? So she told me what she ate. Not a lot. And we discussed that. And she said, but my main thing, if I'm really honest, she said, my go-to is chocolate. She said, I can't help myself. I just have to have chocolate. She was eating a lot of chocolate, but again, wasn't showing. So I did some clever stuff, which I can't do on camera because it's really powerful, but let's just say, don't like chocolate. Off she went. A week later, she came back. She came rushing in and she said, Ali, fantastic, thank you. I haven't looked at chocolate. I haven't wanted chocolate. You're amazing. I was like, oh. I said, that's great. But if you're not eating the chocolate, why are you back? And she went, marshmallows. Okay. So, because it takes me a while to learn, or it did, I did the same thing again, because that's what you do, isn't it? If at first you don't succeed, try again, doing the same thing. That's another video too. No, you don't. You adjust. Took me a while to learn. So I went, you don't like marshmallows. Off she trotted. She came back a week later. Ali, fantastic. I've not touched chocolate, not touched marshmallows. Why are you back? Long story short, because we've all got lives to lead, But we went from chocolate to marshmallows to... We got to Haribo's before it dawned on me that every time I removed a habit or a craving, she was replacing it with something else. Or rather, her subconscious was. Very powerful part of you that controls you 80 to 90% of the day. For some reason, it kept sending her back to these snacks. It's easy to call it comfort food, isn't it? But all behaviour serves a purpose. So then I started doing my job properly. And I said, if you don't mind me asking, why do you want to lose weight? And she said, oh, that's easy. I haven't had a boyfriend for a while. Again, I was so cool, my eyebrow didn't go up. She could have had anybody's boyfriend or husband, you know what I'm saying? So I said, oh, right, you know. And she went, oh no, she said, you don't understand, the kind of man that I really like, well, he's not even going to look twice at me unless I'm a perfect weight, wearing a certain type of clothing, my hair's done a certain way, I wear a certain... Yeah, my alarm bells were going off. So I said, oh, right, okay, and you haven't had a boyfriend for a while? No, so I need to lose the weight because I think I'm just a little bit over, and I think that's, you know. So I said, so have these men told you a bit over? You're a bit over? And she went, no, but I haven't even been out looking because I know I'm a bit over. Big clue there. Only I'd heard it. So I drilled down a bit more and I said, you know, with respect, I said, this kind of guy, you know, what makes him the perfect guy for you? And she basically told me a story about her mum, who was from somewhere Eastern Europe, I believe, I don't know. And she came over with not a lot of money and very pregnant. Fortunately, she was stunning. And she found a lovely businessman who just could not resist her looks. And if she looked like a daughter, I can understand. Took her in and made her life financially wonderful, shall we say. She wanted things. And nor did her daughter. This lady proper took one for the team, by the sounds of it. She put up with this guy, because I heard a bit more about it, so that her daughter would want for nothing. But here's the problem. Apples don't fall far from the tree. So the daughter grew up working out how the world works, and what she worked out was that I'm safe and I'm clothed and I don't need to worry about anything if I go out with a certain kind of man. And the more she talked about it and the more she taught me about last boyfriends, not only were they emotionally bullying and manipulative, some of them been quite physical too. So here's the thing, she couldn't lose that little bit of weight so that she could go out and find a boyfriend. And she desperately wanted to because she believed that was the way of the world and what it should be. But we have a lovely thing inside us called a bodyguard, which I'll tell you a bit more out in the next video. And the bodyguard inside us decided that the only way he could protect her, the only way he could keep her safe from men like that, was as if she didn't feel that she looked the way she needed to look for one of them to notice her. Believe me, I'm sure they would have still noticed her. She looked amazing, but in her mind they wouldn't. That few pounds overweight was enough to stop her going out and looking for one of these guys. It's called secondary gain. Her subconscious has a little bodyguard in it. And the little bodyguard couldn't leap out and fight these guys off, but what it could do is stop her going looking for them to keep her safe. So what did we do? We did a little bit of work around self-worth, self-esteem, valuing yourself. It really didn't take long, a couple of sessions I think. I didn't see her for 6 months. Next time I saw her, she had a really lovely guy in tow. And no, he wasn't Mr. Universe and he wasn't driving a really lovely car, but he was a genuinely lovely guy who I could see worshipped her and her him. And although she still looked gorgeous because she couldn't help it, she wasn't done up to the nines and immaculate, but she still looked great and she's happy ever after. Secondary gain. Sometimes if you can't shift something, it's because it's serving a positive purpose, even if it's doing so in a negative way. Interesting, eh?